like
long.
I don't like long journeys. Sitting, even 6 hour journeys is it's like a lot to me.
Yeah,
To be very honest.
yeah. So it's a long ride. So just this brings me to the experience we used to have then. You know, the long, you leave early in the morning and you are on campus 10, 11. My roommates even will sit up and say, okay, you never reach Niger, you never reach Kaduna, and what's happened? We won't go sleep. Be like, guys, just relax, we're almost there. And honestly, you will appreciate that there is no short or long journey at all. You know, life is precious.
Yeah.
And sometimes, we get to see some deadly accident on the road. Be like, hey, driver, beg, go, and all of that. So look at the sports team. They're even close, just 50 kilometers. So this means they are even in the north already. I know they are beyond. They've traveled beyond Abuja to Kaduna. Yeah. So going to Kano, just 50 kilometers, and that's like I think due to overspeeding, they veer off the main road and I think plunge into maybe a river or something. And 22 people died in that accident. So painful. Kano State Governor, declared today as mourning day for the victim. Then there is this situation of 1 million naira being given to the athletes, and the Nigerians are saying, "How will you give them 1 million naira? What do you feel about the cash gift?" I know the governor of Ogun State, who felt he was the host, and then decided to just extend, gesture to the families of the deceased and 1 million. I know Kano State is there to talk about how they're going to support the families of the victims. But do you think it was wrong at this point? It is 1 million. No, should we even judge what kind of money we should be giving? Even if you give them 100 million, it cannot. It won't bring back the lost souls. What do you feel about all of this?
Well, I would say, if they had just like they didn't give anything, you would say
yeah, there was no support.
There was no support. If now there's support and they're saying 1 million naira, like you said, even if they give them, no matter the amount, it will not still bring back. It's just to compensate, So well, that is 1 million naira each, right? Yes.
To the families.
To the families.
The states, that's from Ogun State too. We're not talking about Kano State here. Kano State might have, other things planned for, because there are still some injured victims in the hospital. Well, before I even come to the Niger State situation, so the the cause of the accident was speeding and fatigue. Shouldn't they have just, relaxed? Sometimes we see when you're traveling this long journey and we just feel some kind of way that, see, this journey is too long, we're tired, we're fatigued. Even if you're not the one driving, somehow people even in the vehicle feel so tired. They tell you, see, can we just relax a bit? Like, let's take 1 hour, 2 hours and stretch our legs. It's been a long time. But then when we used to travel, you see swollen, your leg was yes.
I know.
Get swollen legs.
Honestly,
like we have to remove our shoes. They're wearing shoes.
Like we those that have heights.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's stressful.
It's very, very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it can be uncomfortable.
Because how you will not be able to sit properly. You want to stretch your legs.
You have loads under the chair, the seaters, and you can't stretch your legs. So you have to just when God made you people tall, tell you since you want height, you find money. So you won't be traveling on the road. You travel in the air. You fly.
It's speeding. It's not advisable.
Yeah, my own is there even close. 50 kilometers. A journey of 50 kilometers should not take you more than 2 hours, regardless. So this means they are close. So what's the speeding about? Now we can't even judge them because some of them are not here, to defend whatever happened during that journey.
Yes.
But at the end of it all, speeding is not excusable. Regardless, it's better. They say it's better to be late than be late. Even if it takes them 3 days to get to their destination, it's better that.
That is why if you notice most of these private transport companies, they have the speed limits.
Yeah.
They have the speed limits for driving. Most of these luxurious transport companies, they have speed limits. But
they will even put it at the back of the vehicle. They put it that if you if you think the driver of this bus is, over speeding and all of that, report to this number, and put the number of the company.
Yes. So I mean, but sometimes speeding, yes, I know. Most of the times, yes, most of the times, like
in a hurry.
exactly, like especially when you are trying to, you are driving, there's a trailer in front, you always want to overtake. Yes, you always want to, definitely. I mean, it's something nobody likes to be at the back of heavy duty vehicles. You always want to overtake, and you always say horn before overtaking. You understand? You don't just overtake like that. But I mean, it's really, really sad because I know how some drivers usually speed. Like you have two lives. You have you are carrying passengers. They just put it. You are carrying souls.
Yeah, they even know themselves. These are not even strangers. They're all athletes, officials, journalists who join them. To attend the National Sports Festival. So these are, at least they are familiar. They know themselves. So there's this. Calm down, cool, no rush. But sometimes it might even be people in the vehicle. So we're not saying this is exactly what happens. Press this thing now, move now. Everybody's controlling the driver, but then allow the driver do his thing and just let it happen. Governor Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State, even had to send a delegation to Kano. Another thing is, I'm saying, so a whole team get to represent a state. Can't we just provide, allow them fly? I know there's no wrong traveling by the road, but sometimes there's this long distance journey. Can't we just fly them?
Exactly.
State government, provide something like that.
Okay, it's really, really sad. I would say, pardon me to say this, I feel, when it's not the big names, I don't know if you understand. When it's not the big names, you don't get such luxurious treatments. You understand? If it was, let's say, popular, let's say the nation's team, they will fly. They'll fly them.
Yeah, they have to fly them.
Yes, they'll have to fly them.
The nation's team that are any big. You want to compare people like Osimhen,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Travel by road.
Even if they want to travel by, like, they not, let's say by they have, fine, we have bus, Super Eagles bus. You understand that is for the, you understand? It's just for let's say
for short distance.
Short distance, exactly. But if you are going to long distance like that, you use the fly them. They can afford it. The government, you are representing the states. You understand? So why can't you fly these people? It will not. I mean, they did well. They came for the fact that they are representing you, representing the states. You understand? Why can't you fly these people? I mean, just interstate. It's not like you are flying them outside the country, just local flights. Yeah, it's a local flight. So
local flight is expensive.
Come on. I mean, it's something you can.
It's a way you can,
Yes.
The state government, it's how
exactly.
you can work with the airlines,
you can,
local airlines.
You can
even if you want to be paying 10% every month before the end of this year, just do
yes, you can partner with the airline,
local airlines,
the local airlines. It's not. I mean, it's sad.
Even the situation of these accidents, whatever. There are other factors that should be considered because we know our country is not safe. What if they were attacked? There was a time this situation happened even with Ondo Sunshine Stars. They were traveling from just Ondo here. I think that this was 2 years ago. Ondo here to Benin, Edo State. And they were attacked along Benin Expressway or Benin Expressway. Like their vehicles were shot. I think they just wanted to finish those guys. But somehow they escaped and they were taken. They did not even reach their destination, and they had to go back. Some of them were treated well. Thankfully, I guess nobody died in that attack. So that's another situation we should have even thought of. I know people always travel by road, but let's put other factors into consideration.
Yes. That's why I say that it doesn't. I mean, you can fly them. You can fly these people. Even if the states you are going to does not have an airport, there should be a neighboring state that have an airport. You can just fly them there, and then from there they just. This is something you can do, but why would you for a journey that long? Come on now. I mean, the states can do better than that.
Yes, even let's even say they want to go by road. You know, there's a way we can even do that. Okay, take 2 days. Okay, let's lodge at this place. Maybe when we finish half of the journey, lodge here, spend the night, get refreshed, and continue the journey. This will, kind of, they will feel relaxed. There will be no situation reports of fatigue, because these are the things that happened when the accident occurred. Reports of fatigue and overspeeding. The person was tired and said, let's quickly let's get to where we're going to. So
driving is not driving can be stressful most of the time, especially when you are tired, exhausted, and you are now the one behind the wheels, sitting down. That's why sometimes, or most of the times, I would say, I always like when you are going like traveling, you always appreciate the driver, because it's not easy.
Yeah,
you understand? So it's not easy. Some, as they are dropping, they are taking people back. So you understand? It's not easy driving. Yes, you might say they are used to it, but it's not easy. Driving, even if driving from a state to another state can just be stressful. But then how much more people that drive 15 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 12
over thousands of kilometers.
Of course, no, it's not easy. So
now let's move away from that. So we pray for the repose of their soul and the fortitude. Families, God grant the family the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. And what about that? Let's come to this Niger State situation. 153 buried already. You know what this means? So even if there are houses around where this flood, of course, this flood, there's this, when there is flood, somehow you get to see it go down, go recede, and then people start to return to their homes. But these are concerns. Inside the flood, there are dead bodies. That's where they get to, take out these dead bodies. That's telling you that, water sources around these areas will be contaminated. And now residents are even saying that this flood that we're all blaming, the situation of the flood, we're all blaming it on rain. It was not heavy rain, it was not natural. Because the rain that fell during that day, during the weekend, that caused all of this, that it shouldn't have amounted to that large flood. So they think that a dam, I think there's a dam close to Mokwa, that it was opened, that dam must have been the cause. That's what some residents, that's the allegations they're making out, that sometimes you understand that this rain, I cause all this flood.
Yes, exactly.
So they felt maybe they released this dam because the dam was also taking so much, and they feel like if they don't release it, of course it's going to burst at the end of the day. So let's just release this and all of that. So now we want clarity, because if you're saying it's because of rain, this Mokwa got flooded, these communities and people died, let's bring out all the details of this situation. Let's tell us what it is. Was the situation compounded with the issue of dam, or was it just rain? Because residents felt, no, this is beyond the natural rain we witnessed, shouldn't have caused this flood. And now there are fears. These residents also are saying, okay, even if you are providing us with relief materials, there are fears that there will be outbreak of this disease, waterborne disease, because they're still pulling out some bridges got destroyed. They're still pulling out dead bodies from this water. So all of your water sources, especially these places that they have well, you can't, I won't take from that well, because the well will be covered with the flood. The bodies they are recovering from the flood, of course, would have contaminated the well. So now you can't even use these water sources. Government have to find a way to provide other means where people, maybe they have to bring tankers to, provide them water, because all of the water sources around that place, I'm sorry, to have been contaminated, even if they are pipe-borne waters. Some of them will have busted, and of course they are compromised already, and they're saying do something. Now we've seen this situation also happen last year, and this was in Borno. People died, and now it's Niger. Now we're not even into the seasons of rain yet, though. Coming to September, when we have the heavy, of course, from this season to September. Now we're already having this, and other states in the country are already bracing up for fear of flood. But at the end of the day, the brace up. Why is it that we don't know how to manage, situation, prevent situation? We always are at the, solving trying to save the day situation, why are we not good with prevention? I know disaster is common. Even the best civilized countries in the world,
of course.
they always suffer natural disaster. But sometimes this is even showing you signs. It's not like earthquake and others, of course the tsunami and all of that, the volcanoes. Sometimes they don't even show you anything. They just come like that. But flood like this, we already have NIMET already giving us directing that, okay, something like this is going to happen, we should brace up. Why do we have to wait?
Well, I think we take things for granted a lot in the country because we'll be seeing signs and then we'll just ignore it.
Yeah, but the federal government has announced since April that over 1,000 communities will be affected by the flood, and in 30 states. When you move 30 states from 36, what is left? Even with the federal capital territory making it 31, what is left? Just 5 states. Or these other states are prone to flood, and then they should prepare. That information was given in April, and this is May. So just April, and this is June. So between April and June, see the situation we have on our hands.
The residents said this kind of rain is not supposed to cause flooding. We are not, if it's one person making these allegations, we say fine. But for the community, the people in the state to say such a thing, then I don't know. I think they have to look into the matter. The government have to look into the matter because, fine, it's for flood to happen. It takes heavy downpour of rain, let's say continuous raining, or maybe there's something that just would cause this flooding. But for them to actually make this allocation, that
drainage system.
Yeah, exactly, no proper drainage system. So for them to make this allegations that
this is beyond rain, it feels like something like they
opened a dam. Dam, yes. So, well, I mean, they are the ones there. They are the ones that are in the states. They're the ones to know whether this kind of rain would cause flooding or not. So, but I think we take things for granted in the country. Yes, we have these factors that can specify about heavy rainfall and flooding. So we shouldn't take things for granted. If they give this warning, these signs, we should adhere to it and take the necessary.
Now on Punch this morning, there's some of the residents some of the residents are supporting the NEMA, that's the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, to help with recovering these corpses. And they said that though we've heard the federal government provide relief materials, even President Bola Tinubu has said, okay, relief materials should be provided, the state and other organizations, stakeholders responsible. Now, somebody made an allegation that they bring some of these things and take pictures and they take it away. This country, like they bring food. This on the Punch this morning. They bring relief materials and they bring bags of rice and all of that. Now, they have turned some of these the schools in the area to camps for displaced persons. So when they bring some of these materials, they don't leave everything. He was saying that some bags of rice, they just take picture that, we brought something, and they take it away.
Like I said, we are not in the states, it's the people that are there.
Yeah, and they're saying this. So let's say these are even allegations, but these are strong allegations.
Very strong.
Now, we cannot even help these people, to prevent this flood. And when it happens, we're not even giving them enough, to feel relieved and then to make them comfortable. Of course, they can't get all the comfort. Your home should be a place where you get, the real comfort. But then, in a case of displacement like this, we just have to manage whatever we see. But how you take pictures with displaced materials and carry it away and carry some away when they're not supposed to be, or you're not supposed to bring it there and leave it with the people who these things are meant for? You see, sometimes we like to attack the government at the central and state, some of us who work under these agencies and primary work, civil servants, we should be careful. You bring relief materials and you're taking them away. For what? Is it for you? So where are you taking it to?
Funke, we have seen a lot of things in this country happen in this country. So I won't be surprised. Even if the allegations were true, I won't be surprised because we are the cause of our own problem. We individuals are the cause of. Sometimes we say the government. Those, like you said, those that are working in all these agencies. I mean, some of them they will feel like we have families now. If
we have families, and something that is meant for people who have devastated by the flood, you will not leave something for them.
It's not everybody that have the hearts you and I have. You understand? Some people are very, very.
And the funniest thing, you will still see, some well-meaning Nigerians, especially politicians. Maybe they come from this place and say, "Okay, let's support you with 2 million." We've had a situation where some politicians, even aspiring ones, have been given 2 million. Now you give money. Where is this money going to? Because if it's me, if I'm even the person, I'll just say, okay, all of you line up, let me give you the money from my hand to your hand. But some of them do not have the time to visit this place. So they'll look for the agencies responsible and say, okay, I'm giving this 2 million, I'm giving this 4 million, to these people who are devastated by the flood. So how do you get to distribute this thing? Because the relief materials, we hear the allegations that you are carrying them away. So what do you do with the cash? Cash is even easy to take.
Yes.
So what do you do with the cash?
The thing is, I don't know. If you don't have the proper team with you, they can actually make it paint you bad. You understand? So most of the time, if they give this money to these agencies, to distribute it, they always want to. Some people, the bad eggs, they always want to, find a way to siphon the money. You understand? It's the same way with this whole giving relief materials. Some of them will find a way to, you understand? It's just sad because
and another thing is, we don't know this is going to affect all of them. We might say it's because their farmlands are gone. How will you be able to harvest food that water has washed everything away? And there are also, reports that some of these areas too are also prone to flood. If we don't manage the situation when flood comes, it will wash all our farmlands away. Then you start hearing increase. Increase in food. That we are praying that let it come down. Our farmlands are all washed away in the flood. So we should find a way to mitigate this situation before it get out of hand. As you say, consign me. Go consign you when you start. When we all go to the market and want to purchase something as tomatoes and onions and the rice and the rest of it, the yam, and they tell you no food now. Food is scarce because all our farmlands have all been carried away by flood. So how do you want to buy it cheap? Auntie, you're not buying it cheap too and all of that. But I guess this is where we get to wrap it up because time is not on our side again on the show this morning. But we should do the needful, support these people. They're devastated. Their homes, they don't have homes anymore. And then just let life be easy for them. This is what we're pleading for, for the people affected by the flood in Niger State. And we hope that other states raise up so that they will be able to mitigate. We're not saying flood will not happen, but let's reduce the impact of this natural disaster. Because, please, how much will they collect? Yes, it's true. Because sometimes you say it does not, and some people lost their loved ones that they may never see again. So they say because some of these bodies may never be discovered because they've been washed away.
Yes.
So let's be simple, empathize with these people and do what is needful. Beyond state government, federal government, people should support these victims. They need our help, and now is the time. Thank you for joining us on the show this morning. I'm OLUWAFUNKE Israel.
And I'm Paul ETENG.
Yeah, and the executive producer is here, Additional Salami. Thanks for joining us. Still come your way tomorrow. Do have yourself a great day.
Music, sports, Entertainment, politics, all on your darling station, Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha.
I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. Close your eyes.
Picture me up in the fast car, speed past, thought I'd never make it that far. Back then was only gunning for the high bar, but I surpassed that cause Allahu Akbar. Was dreaming about a moment when things would change. 10,000 in the stadium screaming my name. 10 milli back at home when they see me live. The orgasm I give them, I ain't trying to deprive. I tell them I ain't even close to my peak yet. There's so much more in store, you ain't peeped yet. Sometimes I count sheep, but I ain't sleep yet. Sown a lot of seeds, still we ain't reached yet. Yeah, we started off just miming. To elevate and celebrate a super rhyming. Galactic thoughts are coming in alignment. Connect with the super mind state that I'm in.
I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. Take a bow.
See, I'm way above the cloud, I'm the spaceman. I didn't rule low and I ain't talking Jason. Everything I touch, I turn it out amazing. They push me to the wall, forget that I'm the mason. I spit it on a jazz beat and make the joint hard. Was underground, now I'm back just like the point guard. My ship sails, I ain't coming down the boat. When they say I ain't the best, they just running out of jokes. So put your ears down and make your shoulder listen. I'm bigger than the stars, I'm like the solar system. I'm at the front row, I'm in my pole position. I get congratulations even when the words are missing. Super sun, me, bigger money monthly. Stronger than the concrete, dirty like your armpit. I'm out of this world, my friends aliens. I'm so bright, more colors than chameleons. Yeah.
I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. Say goodbye.
And I know that they hand me down, cause these days, yeah, they play me on the radio. All the pain, see, I let it go. That's the way that the story go. Oh, is this mic turn on? Yeah, I gotta get it good for this one song. In the spot, waiting for the light to come on. I see them here now, waiting for a wrong turn. Aiming for the skies, but I'm up in the galaxy. I see stars, but the sun's what I'd rather be. There's only one that could ever be another me. Stars wanna follow me, I rule them totally. And keep it moving from Okada to the Phantom. Waiting for just one ton, tell them where we come from. And move my bed from the floor to the mansion. Now get gone from Nigeria to London.
I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. Hey, I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun. I have a dream that someday I'll be the super sun, will be the super sun.
We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. Vicinity FM 95.3. We lead while others follow. Àwa làgbà wọn. Aṣíwájú ni wá. Vicinity FM àwa ni bàbá. We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. Vicinity FM ní Kejìlé. We lead while others follow. Àwa lọ̀gá o. ilẹ̀ funfun àwa ṣá ní bàbá gbogbo wọn. àwa ní bàbá. Vicinity FM 95.3. ẹranko tí ó ṣe bí olólàájú kò sí nígbó àjíkí adé. ìrìn lákàtàgbé rin àwa gòkè á lọ. ìyẹ́lẹ̀ ó máa wò lẹ́yìn ẹyẹ wa. lọ́jọ́kọjọ́ nígbàkúgbà bàbá ni bàbá ń jẹ́. lọ́jọ́kọjọ́ nígbàkúgbà bàbá ni bàbá ń ṣe. We lead while others follow. We lead while others follow. Vicinity FM ọ̀gálàjẹ́ Adéọlá Noite ló ní ẹ̀ máa gbọ́.
In the state of the living spring, right on the mountain top, a baby was born, ready to take the world by storm. Welcome to our Vicinity 95.3 FM Ikejile Ijesha.
This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Kejile Ijesha. Time is 10 o'clock. I am OLUWAFUNKE Israel with news in brief. Flood-prone states have commenced measures to arrest heavy rains following the recent flood disaster in Mokwa, Niger State that claimed over 150 lives. To mitigate the impact, Nasarawa, Anambra, Borno, Kebbi and Bayelsa governments have planned to evacuate residents to prevent loss of lives and properties. Recall federal government announced in April that no fewer than 1,249 communities in 176 local governments across 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory would witness heavy flooding between April and November. The Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Professor Joseph Itself, also raised concerns that flooding remains one of the devastating disaster in the country, with climate change accelerating its frequency and severity. With the present situation in Mokwa, residents are still searching for missing persons. While they lament the stench of decaying corpses, they have also expressed fear of a disease outbreak. President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has stated that Nigerians are currently paying 55% of the amount neighboring countries and others in the ECOWAS region are buying petrol or premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. Dangote said this during a high-level visit of the ECOWAS Commission to the 650,000 barrels per day Dangote refinery in petrochemicals in Lagos. Aliko Dangote, who led the delegation on a detailed tour of the facility, explained the challenges